Nebraska has an absolutely star-studded recruiting weekend taking place this weekend, Friday through Sunday, when the Michigan Wolverines come to town. 2:30 p.m. kickoff Central Time. Of course, you all probably know that. Here's the thing. We've been saying this all off season. This 2027 class could rival that 2000, I think it was the 2005, 2006, or the 2006, 2007 Bill Callahan recruiting class that was ranked top 10 nationally. Right now, your 2027 recruiting class is ranked third nationally. You have 3 commits. We're going to go over them in just a minute. But 35 total of unofficial visitors for this weekend. 21 of those are 4- and 5-star recruits. A couple of them do not have rankings, but very well could be high 3-star or low 4 stars by the time they do officially get their ranking. Now, this is per On3. That's who I like to use for my recruiting services. That's just me personally. 247 is also phenomenal as well. Well, I guess it's On3/Rivals. Now, okay, into the recruits. Now, I don't want to bore you going over 35 total official or unofficial visitors, but I do want to highlight specific people for you right now. As we said, you have 2026, 2027, and 2028 players coming in. Only 3 2028 official or unofficial visitors. You have 23 total for the class of 2027, which is absolutely incredible. All 3 of your 2027 commits are visiting, and 8 of your 2026 commits are visiting. Now, the 2027 commits that are here. Quarterback Trey Taylor, who's going to be here every weekend minus last weekend, which was the only weekend he wasn't able to make it to Nebraska. But he will be at every home game this year, or at least is planning to. 4-star quarterback, ranked 97th overall in the country, 9th best quarterback currently in the 2027 recruiting class from Carmel Catholic in Chicago. Then, of course, Torrey Pittman, the safety, the 4-star, 23rd ranked overall recruit in the country, which is actually a 5-star ranking, but they're not giving out a ton of those right now. But they give out about 30 to 40 5-star rankings to the top 30 or 40 prospects every year. So he is going to be a 5-star once they officially hand out all of their 5-star rankings. The 2nd ranked safety in the country from Omaha Central. Then, of course, recent commitment. I believe he's been to both home games this year. Offensive tackle Matt Erickson, a 3-star offensive tackle, ranked 434th nationally, 30th ranked offensive tackle in the country from Omaha Millard North. Those are your 3 2027 commits. And then you have Larry Miles from 2026, wide receiver. You have Claude Mapuma, 4-star offensive tackle, 181st overall player in the country. You have Danny Odom in town, the 4-star corner, 164th overall prospect. You have Jace Reynolds, Jamal Rule, Nayland Scott, Luke Sorensen, and Rex Waterman. All your commitments for the 2026 that will be here this weekend. This is big when you have this many commitments on campus, when you have a bunch of other players that are not committed visiting. Now, for the record, if you want to break down by position, you have 2 running backs visiting, you have 3 linebackers, you have 8 defensive backs, 9 offensive linemen, 4 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, and 4 defensive linemen. I know I'm throwing a bunch of different numbers and a bunch of information, so I apologize. There's just a lot to go over with this class, and I'm trying to be as simple as possible with it. Now, here's a cool stat for you. Like we already said, there's 21 4- and 5-star recruits visiting. 19 players that are visiting rank in the top 300 overall. 2 of those are currently committed in the class of 2020, and 2 of them are in the class of 2027. Now, here's the big thing with who's visiting. There's a few guys I want to highlight. Nebraska has the number 1 overall recruit in the entire 2027 class visiting Nebraska. And this isn't his first visit. This is actually his 2nd visit in the last 3 or 4 months. Kennedy Brown, 5-star offensive tackle, is visiting Nebraska this weekend. They also have another big-time offensive lineman that is visiting this weekend. Lucas, I might mispronounce your last name, Roja. He is a 4-star interior offensive lineman. He's a 269th ranked overall player in the country. This is his first visit to Nebraska. And they have a bunch of skill talent coming in as well. You have Bryson Brown, a 4-star corner. You have Kennedy Green, a 4-star safety. You have Matthew Gregory, a 4-star wide receiver who's ranked 29th overall in the entire country. You have Corey Hadley, another 4-star safety, and he's ranked 57th nationally. This is an insane group of defensive backs that Nebraska has coming. I already told you about 2 4-stars at safety, actually 3. I forgot Dorsey, Kamari Dorsey, 4-star safety, 35th ranked overall. You have 3 safeties in the 2027 class that are not committed, that are all top 300 players, on top of Torrey Pittman. And at corner, you have Julius Juju Johnson, a 4-star corner, ranked 24th nationally in the entire country on his second visit to Nebraska. Nebraska is doing a phenomenal job getting these guys to pay their own way coming in for a second unofficial visit. Will Slagle, 4-star offensive tackle, ranked 219th overall in the country, visiting Nebraska. Another 4-star safety, Samaj Stanford, 200th overall in the country, class of 2027. These are all 2027 guys. The insane amount of top shelf talent that Nebraska is bringing in this weekend. Guys, ladies, it is absolutely remarkable. And a lot of these, like Samaj Stanford, for example, this is his 5th time visiting Nebraska. Like these guys are legitimately interested. And the thing that's going to separate between them committing and them going elsewhere is going to be if Nebraska can continue this upward trajectory. They got to win 8-9 games this year, minimum. Because they're going to have the Georgias, the Bamas, who are always winning. They're going to have the Ohio States of the world that are always winning. Nebraska has better facilities than any school in the country. They have better resources than almost any school in the country. There's one big separator. These big-time programs consistently win, and Nebraska is fighting, and they're clawing back to relevancy. They've got a chance on Saturday with 35 visitors, 21 4- and 5-star recruits. 19 of them are ranked in the top 300. They've got a chance to show that they are legitimate. Michigan is not the Michigan of 2 years ago, but that name still carries a lot of weight. They are a top 25 team. In this environment, the fans, you guys that are going to be at the game, are going to be unhinged for all 4 quarters, and I know you will. Nebraska has a chance to separate themselves. They're not going to get any commitments this weekend, so I don't want to preface that, like expecting commitments. But Nebraska has a chance to really put some distance between them and some other schools with a big-time win. You've got double-digit commits visiting at the same time that all these recruits are visiting. Nebraska can absolutely make a move. I also left off Carter Barrett, borderline 5-star offensive tackle from the class of 2028. This is his second time visiting Nebraska. We also left off Duve Williams, another 4-star corner, 28th overall in the country. Did we talk about Jamar Thompson visiting? Did I leave him off? Like that's why I said I don't want to bore you by listing all these guys, but I might just do it at this point. Jamar Thompson, 4-star defensive lineman, ranked 101st overall in the country. Marcus, and I'm going to probably butcher his last name, Fakotu, 4-star essentially because he's a class of 2028. But he's the 4th ranked player in the class of 2028. He'll be a 5-star defensive lineman. 4-star tight end, Rich James, class of 2028. Ranked 99th overall. It's just incredible, the amount of talent. And I left off Isaiah Rogers, a 4-star running back from Massachusetts, who we know Coach Barthel has ties to Massachusetts. Hell, that's where they got Quentin Ives from, right? Isn't he from Massachusetts or New Jersey? But the Northeast area, we have ties there with Coach Barthel. Isaiah Rogers is the 12th ranked running back in the country. This is his second visit to Nebraska. This is going to be an insane weekend for Nebraska and their recruiting. There is not a school in the country that has as many elite players visiting this weekend. Now, Nebraska just needs to win.